Hi, I'm Brittany, and today we are going to do a full body workout on the reformer. For props, you just need a ball and a band. We're also going to be using the box. Go ahead, place the band around your knees, and I have on a medium and a light spring. For my reformer, that's a blue and a white spring. You may want a heavy spring depending on your reformer. So let's go ahead and turn to face the foot bar. Take the ball, and it's just going to go right in between your shoulder blades. So right there in between your upper to mid back. Place your toes on the foot bar, all 10 toes touching the foot bar. Interlace your fingers, and let's just place them behind your head. Elbows are wide. Let's just begin to bend our knees in and lengthen back out. Bend, press. Your belly button is pulling in. Chest is wide, pressing into the box. Two more. On the next one, as you come in, your chest comes in towards your knees, and then you lengthen out, extending your head over the shoulder blocks. Bend in, chest to knees, and then lengthen your head out over the shoulder blocks. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Lengthen your legs out long, bend back in. Now your outside knee is going to come up into tabletop. Inside toes up high on the foot bar. Lengthen your leg out, bend back in. Press, bend. As you bend your knee in, your free leg can go over the foot bar and then bend back into tabletop. Keeping your hips stable on the carriage, trying not to let them rock back and forth. 2 more, and then we're just going to add a little rotation. Last one, you rotate towards me, bend back in. Twisting through your core. 4, 3, 2, last 1. Come all the way in, lengthen your leg out. Now to send your knee down into the well, toes it down to the floor, bend your knee in. Lengthen down, and then crunch in. For 4, 3, 2, last 1. Send your toes up towards the ceiling. Fingers go up towards your toes and just lift, lift, lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab your ankles. Let's just get a good hamstring stretch. You could send your heel under the foot bar. Lengthen back up. 2 more. Last 1. Both feet go down to the foot bar. Send your inside knee into tabletop. And let's just do that on the other side. So your outside knee bends and lengthens back out. Bend, press, bend, press. Option to send your inside toes over the foot bar and then bend back in. 4 more, and then we're going to add the rotation. 2. Last 1. Lengthen out as you bend your inside knee in. You twist away from me and then bend back in. Twist. Twisting through your core, keeping your elbows wide. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Lengthen your leg out long. Dip your toes down into the well. Lengthen back up. As you bend in, your heel goes under the foot bar. Back up. Toes go down, up. Your heel goes under. Accentuate that lift. Toes go down into the well. Back up. 2 more. Last one. Send your toes up towards the ceiling. Reach your fingers up. Ooh, up towards the ceiling. Keeping your hips stable. And reach. Pulse up, up, up. For 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab your ankle. Your heel can go under the foot bar. And get a nice stretch in your hamstring. 2 more. Last one. Send your toes back down to the foot bar. Let's come all the way in. Roll up. The ball can just go off to the side. And I'm going to put on 3 heavy springs for footwork. You can put on whatever you usually use for footwork. I know with a lot of reformers, it's more springs. So if you usually use all of your springs, go ahead, put them all on. Shoulders are wide, heels on the foot bar about hip distance apart. We're just going to begin to lengthen our legs out long, bend, back in, press, bend, press, bend. Your hips are equally pressing down into the carriage, belly button pressing down, shoulders are wide. Driving through your heels as if you're doing a squat on the floor. Really driving through your heels, engaging your hamstrings and your glutes. And your knees are just lightly pressing in to the band for now. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring the carriage almost all the way home. Press out just an inch. Come almost all the way back home. Press halfway out, almost all the way back in. Press almost all the way out, almost all the way back in. Let's do that again. You go out an inch, almost all the way back in. Halfway out, back in, almost all the way out, almost all the way back in. One more time. Hold at the top. Go down an inch, back up. Halfway down, back up, almost all the way home, almost all the way back up. 2 more. Hold at the bottom, and let's just do big pulses. Up, up, down. You're almost all the way up, almost all the way down. Just 3 more. Last one. Bring the carriage in halfway, and your knees just press into the band. Press, press, squeezing into the band. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay there. Fast little squeezes. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen your legs out long. Come back in. Now we're going to put our arches on the foot bar. So just below the balls of your feet, curl your toes under the foot bar. Inhale. On the exhale, you lengthen your legs out long. Bend back in. Knees gently pressing into the band. Your toes are curled under the foot bar, and your arches are pressing into the foot bar. It kind of feels nice, like you're getting a nice foot massage. Really working your ankles, all the intrinsic muscles of your feet. Relaxing your neck. Your hips are equally pressing into the carriage. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one. Send the carriage almost all the way home. You come out an inch. Back up. Halfway out. Almost all the way home. almost all the way out, almost all the way in. 2 more. Belly button pulling in to the carriage. Last one, hold at the top. Go down an inch, back up. Halfway down, almost all the way up, almost all the way home, almost all the way up. 2 more. Now just bring the carriage halfway in. Squeeze your knees into the band. Squeeze. Just little squeezes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen your legs out long. Just press your arches into the foot bar. You can gently rock your feet back and forth. It's getting a nice little massage. Now gently take little steps up to your heel and little steps back down onto your toes. Balls of your feet on the foot bar, all 10 toes touching. Let's just begin to bend our knees in and lengthen our legs back out. Bend, press, bend, press. Your knees are pressing into the band as you bend in. Heels are up and they're staying still in space. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Now bring the carriage almost all the way up. So you're almost all the way up. You go down an inch, back up. Halfway down, almost all the way up, almost all the way home, almost all the way up. 2 more. Pulling your belly button in to the carriage. Last one, hold at the bottom. You go up an inch, back home. Halfway up, almost all the way home, almost all the way up, almost all the way back in. 2 more. Last one, hold at the top. Feet are parallel. Your heels go under the foot bar, back in. Send your heels under, lift. Lift. Your knees are staying bent. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your legs long. Now send your heels under, press back up. Really accentuating the lift up. Just a couple more. Stay lifted, and we're just going to switch. So outside knee bends, inside heel under the foot bar, press both heels up to center, and switch. Press up, switch. You can begin to go a little faster into running for 4, 3, 2, 1. Both heels press out long, and let's bend our knees back in. You can go ahead, send your heels to the edge of the foot bar. Just bend your knees one way. Deep breaths, bend your knee the other way. Send your knees into tabletop. I like to grab my toes after being on my arches and then just pull them back. Give them a good little stretch. All right. Drape your knees over the foot bar. Roll up. And we're just going to switch our springs real quick. So we just have on 2 heavy springs. Roll back down. Headrest is flat. And we're just going to do a quick little glute bridge set. So I have my arches on the foot bar. You could do arches or your heels. Inhale. On the exhale, press your hips down into the carriage and then tuck your tailbone, rolling up into your bridge. So your hips are in line right there with your bottom ribs, and then your back ribs curve under just a little bit. Squeeze into the band, roll back down. So you tuck your tailbone, or press your hips into the carriage, tuck your tailbone, roll up into your bridge. Squeeze the band, roll back down, bone by bone. Rolling up, pull your heels in towards your glutes to help keep the carriage still. Roll back down. Just a few more. On the next one, you roll up, bring your outside knee into tabletop, and then just lower your hips and lift. Your hips are equally pressing down towards the carriage, and then you press up through your heel, through your inside heel. For 4, 3, 2, stay up there on the last one, and your knee bends into the band and comes back out. Press your knee into the band. 4, 3, 2, 1. Both heels go on. Readjust back into your bridge. Inside knee comes into tabletop. You drop your hips down and press back up. Press. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one, stay up there and squeeze into the band. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Both heels go on the foot bar. Press your hips up and then roll all the way back down. You could ascend your legs over the foot bar, fingers up towards the ceiling. Inhale. On the exhale, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Roll all the way back up. We're just going to come to the side of the carriage and let's do a spring change. So I'm going to put on one medium spring or one blue spring. Let's hang up your loops if you have them in the well like I do. And you can grab your ball. You could just put the ball, grab your outside loop, place the ball in between your shoulder blocks, and then you can just roll down so that you are lying on the carriage facing sideways on it. Grab your handle, oops, with your inside hand, and then take the ball with your outside hand, the hand closest to the foot bar. You're going to grab the ball in between both hands. You can have your heels together, toes apart. Your knees are wide, pressing into the band. Inhale. On the exhale, lift your fingers up towards the ceiling. Bend back in. You press up, bend back in. Head and chest are lifted. 2 more. Last one. Now bend your elbows in wide. You're going to twist towards the risers and then twist towards the risers. Sorry, you twist towards the foot bar, twist towards the risers, twisting through your core. Let's just do 2 more. Last one. Come all the way back in. We're going to switch hands. So your outside hand, the hand closest to the foot bar, has the handle. The ball can just go off to the side for right now. Your inside hand can just be right behind your neck. Lift your head and chest. You're going to pull, lengthen your arm out so your fingers are reaching long towards the foot bar. Bend your elbows, send your hands back towards the risers. Press out towards the foot bar, bend back in. As you lengthen out, squeeze your knees into the band and then bend in, pressing your knees back together. So you lengthen out into the band and then come back in. Lifting your head and your chest. As you come down, you can lower your head and chest, and then everything lifts up, squeezing into the band. A couple more. Last one. Come back in. Real quick, grab the ball. The ball is going to go up and over the loop, and it's going to be on your inside knee, the knee closest to the foot bar, your outside knee. Inside elbow goes to the outside knee, and the loop is in between your belly and the ball. You're twisting towards the foot bar. Your fingers go towards the risers. Press your elbow out towards the foot bar. Lengthen your fingers long. Bend back in. Press out. Lengthen your fingers long. Bend back in. Your belly button is pulling down towards the carriage. Pressing your elbow into your knee into your elbow. 2 more. On the last one, you're going to lengthen your fingers long towards the foot bar. Stay there. And then just squeeze your elbow into your knee. Press, press, press. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way back in. Roll up. You could just put the ball off to the side, and we're going to face the risers, and we're going to kneel on the carriage, starting with your sit bones just kneeling against your heels. Palms are together. Elbows have a soft bend to them. Wrists in line with your shoulders. We're just going to begin to extend our arms out long beside you, and then come back in. Press out long, keeping your wrists in line with your shoulders, and then bend back in, lengthening through the crown of your head. On the next one, as you press out, option to extend up through your hips, and then as you come back down, you can just hover your sit bones over your heels. You press up, extending through your hips, come back down, sit bones hovering over your heels. You may need to scooch back a little bit. On the next one, as your palms come together, as you come up, we're going to go to opposite sides of the room with our handles. So one side goes where the ceiling meets the wall, other where the wall meets the floor, and then you switch. Come up and switch. 2 more. Last one. Stay up, and then you're just going to twist, keeping your hands long for 4, 3, 2, 1. Send both hands out to the side. Sit bones go down towards your heels and back up. 2 more. Last one. Come all the way up. And then you can send the carriage back home. Nice. Let's get a nice stretch. Just real quick. Now let's take your outside foot and you're going to bend it in so it's right up on in between your shoulder blocks. Outside knee is bent. Toes towards the outside edge of the carriage. Inside edge of the carriage. Bring your elbows into a bicep curl. Your fingers go towards the risers. Bend your elbows back in. Extend your fingers towards the risers. Bend your elbows back into that bicep curl. Like your elbows, it's like your elbows are resting on a tabletop. On the next one, as you bend in, option to extend up and then bend back down to a lunge, extending your fingers towards the risers. You bend in, extend up, come back down, your fingers extend towards the risers. Keeping your elbows in line with your shoulders. As you bend down, that'll give you more tension so you don't crash the carriage. 2 more. Last one. Come up and then down. And you're just going to do little presses up, down, just keeping the bicep curl. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Come all the way back down. We're just going to switch legs. So inside knee comes to the in between your shoulder blocks. Outside knee to the edge of the carriage. So you're in a lunge, 90-degree angle with your front knee there. Come into the bicep curl. Extend your fingers towards the risers. Bend back in. Elbows in line with your shoulders, maybe just a little below. Option, as you bend into your bicep curl, you stand up into a lunge. Inhale, exhale, bend back down. Fingers towards your risers. Might take a minute here to get set up. Keeping your wrists, your elbows in line with your shoulders. Bend down into your lunge. You come up, bend down. Fingers go towards your risers. Bend back in. Come up. As you bend back down into your lunge, your fingers go towards your risers. Bend back into your bicep curl. Stand up. 4 more. I have a joke for you today. What is Forrest Gump's password? 2. My legs are shaking. Last one. Send your fingers out, bend in, and then just pulse up, down, up, down. For 4, 3, 2. Last one. Come all the way back down. Nice. You can just hang up your outside loop, and we have to do the abs on the other side. So grab your ball, catch your breath, and then you're going to lie on the carriage. So you're facing away from me. Handle's in your inside hand, and then the ball just goes in between your palms. I'm still procrastinating, sorry. Okay. Lift your head and chest, belly button in towards the carriage. On the exhale, you lift your fingers up towards the ceiling and then bend your elbows back in. Lift, lower. Don't let the springs pull you in, keeping your hips equally pressing down into the carriage. Heels together, knees pressing into the band. 2 more. Last one. Bend back in. You're going to twist towards the foot bar and then twist towards the risers. You twist. Twist. Exhaling as you twist towards the foot bar. 2 more. Last one. Come all the way in. The ball can just go in between your shoulder blocks. Inside hand, the hand closest to the foot bar. Maybe that's your outside hand. It has the handle. Outside hand has your handle. Inside fingers go behind your head. Lift your head and chest. Bend your elbow in towards the foot bar, and then extend your fingers long, reaching towards the foot bar. Bend your elbow back in, sending your fingers towards the risers. As you lengthen out, you squeeze your knees into the band, and then everything comes back in. Everything lengthens out and bends back in. Two more. Last one. Grab your ball, place it over the knee closest to the foot bar, opposite elbow to opposite knee. Handle is in between the ball and your belly button, twisting towards the foot bar. Inhale on the exhale. You lengthen your arm out long towards the foot bar. Bend back in. Squeezing your elbow into your knee into your elbow. Your belly button is pulling in towards the carriage. Two more. On the last one, reach your fingers long towards the foot bar. Stay there, and then just press your elbow into your knee. 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Come all the way back in. We're going to roll up and we're going to come around. You can put the ball to the side. We're going to take the box, place it over your shoulder blocks in the long box position. You could lower your foot bar just a couple notches, and then we're going to come to a prone position on the box. So you're going to be lying down on your stomach. Your chest is over the box, hips pressing down into the box. Grab your outside. You could grab right above the metal hardware, and then bend your inside elbow just right over the shoulder blocks, just to help keep your hips stable. Inhale. On the exhale, you're just going to lengthen your palm back towards the ceiling, keeping your wrist straight, and then fingers go back down towards the floor. You press your palm back towards the ceiling, and then down to the floor. Chest is wide. On the next one, as you press back, you can extend your chest up, and then come back down. Extend your chest up. You can also lift your glutes up, reaching your knees up towards the ceiling, and then everything lengthens back down. 4 more. 3. 2. Last one. Keep your palm pressing back, and then we're just going to go into a tricep press. So you bend your elbow, press back. Adding the extension if you want to. And as you press back, you can just squeeze your knees into the band. Press back, squeeze, lower back down. 4 more. 3. Keeping your wrist strong and straight. 2. Last one. Come all the way back in. Let's just do the other side real quick. So your outside hand comes up and over your shoulder blocks so you have balance, keeping your hips stable, reaching right above your metal hardware with your inside hand. Inhale On the exhale, your palm presses back towards the ceiling, and then your fingers go back down towards the floor. Press back, fingers back down. Your hips are equally pressing into the box. Option on the next one, you press back, lift your chest and your back of your knees up towards the ceiling, and then everything lengthens back down. You extend up, lengthen back down. Two more. Last one. Keep your palm pressing back. Now you're just going to bend down into a tricep press, lengthen back up. You can add the extension if you want. So as you press up, you lift your head and chest. You can squeeze your knees into the band and then lower back down. Just four more. Three. Two. Last one. Send the carriage all the way back home. We're going to come up to a kneeling position on the box. Let's just, real quick though, go into a child's pose. Get a nice, some flexion after all of that back extension. Your knees are wide, fingers reaching towards the risers. And then you can come up into a kneeling position. Send your belly button towards the box. And then tuck your tailbone. Scooping your abdominals up towards the ceiling. Just a few more. Okay. When you're ready, we're going to grab the outside loop. Scooch towards the outside edge of the box. And then take the loop, place it around your outside foot. Your toes are going to reach down towards the floor. Palms are pressing into the box, chest is wide. Press your heels up towards the ceiling, and then your toes go back down towards the floor. You press your heels up towards the ceiling, and then your toes go down towards the floor. Belly button is pulling up towards the ceiling, palms pressing into the box. Your chest is wide. My gaze is just right inside of the well. Two more. Last one. You extend your toes out long. Now just bend your knee in, press back out. Bend, press. Your foot is externally rotated. Belly button pulling up and in. Just two more. Last one. Lengthen your leg out long. Send your toes down, down, down towards the floor. Press your heel up. Bend your elbow in, or your knee in. You press out. Toes go down towards the ceiling. Lengthen back up towards the ceiling. Bend your knee in. Press out. Toes to the floor. Press in. Bend your knee in. Last one. Lengthen out long. Send your toes down towards the floor. Press up. And then bend your knee in. You can take your loop off. We're going to sit on the box facing the risers. grab your other handle. So you either have both handles or both of your loops. Tie my knuckles together, elbows wide. Tuck your tailbone under. Send your arms out to the side. Come back in. Bend your elbows wide, knuckles together. Your arms go out to the side, fingers towards the risers. Bend back in. Just a few more. Last one. Keep your elbows bent and wide. Now you're just going to curl under and come into a teaser. You can keep your knees into a tabletop if you want to for now, or you can have one knee up, one knee down. You're going to send your palms under your knees and then press back out to the side. So we're in a reverse teaser. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Send your fingers towards the risers. Palms are going to go up towards the ceiling. So you can bend into a bicep curl and lengthen your fingers back towards the risers. You bend in, lengthen back out. As you bend in, you can press your knees into the band and then lengthen back out. 2 more. Ooh. Last one. Stay there and just reach your fingers up towards the ceiling. Bend back in. My knees are pressing into the band. 2 more. Last one. Come all the way up. Now we're going to hang up our outside loop. We can come back to that kneeling position and do our legs on the inside foot. So place the loop around your inside foot, palms pressing into the box. Slight bend in your elbows, chest is wide. Lengthen your leg out long. You send your toes down towards the floor and then press your heel up towards the ceiling. Down towards the floor, sweep up towards the ceiling. Belly button is pulling up towards the ceiling. Gaze right inside of the well, just right over my head, rest there. We have 4 more, and then we'll add the bend and press. 2. Last one. Keep your toes pointed out long. Bend your knee in towards your elbow. Press out. My foot is externally rotated. Knee bending in towards the elbow. Ooh, and then really pressing through your heel. We have 2 more. Last one. Lengthen your leg out long. Your toes go down towards the floor. Press back up. Bend your knee in towards your elbow. Press back out. Send your toes down towards the floor. Press up. Knee into elbow. Press back out. 2 more. Keeping your chest wide. Last one. Press out. Send your toes down towards the floor. Grab the loop. Then you can send the carriage back home. Whew. Stretching out side to side there. You could take the loops and place them inside your well if you want to. We're going to do a quick spring change. So we're still going to need the platform extender, but let's put on one white spring. So the lightest spring you have. Platform extender back on. Grab your ball. We're gonna do one of my favorite little series here. So you're gonna stand inside the well. Well, if you have if your wall or your reformer is lower to the ground and you want to straddle your reformer, you can do that as well. I'm going to stand inside the well. I'm just sitting on my platform extender right now. Take the ball, place it between your palms, and then press it against the long box. Lengthen your fingers out long. And then you're going to come up to a squat with your hips hovering right over the box. Bend your elbows in, narrow, and then lengthen back out. Your chest is hovering over the box, so you don't crash the carriage or hit your shins or your knees with the box. Two more, and then we're just going to add a jump. Last one, as you lengthen your arms out, just add a jump. Bending back in, elbows narrow, close to your ribs. Chest is wide. Your hips are pressing back, really pressing down into your heels. Your legs should be feeling this. Two, right in your glutes and your hamstrings. Last one, come all the way in. You're going to take the ball and place it in between your outside palm and the box. Your inside hand can just go behind your back to help keep your chest wide. And you're just going to lengthen out and bend back in. Press, bend, press, bend. Four more. Can your hips just go back a little more? Two, one. We're adding just a tiny little jump. Just a little jump. Four more. Chest wide, belly button pulling in. Two. Last one. Bend in. Let's just place the ball now in between both palms again. You're going to bend your elbows wide, lengthen back out. Wide, lengthen back out. Four, three, two. Let's add a bigger jump with both hands. So we jump out, back in. Pressing your hips back. Belly button in. Two more. Last time. Come all the way back in. Take the ball in between your inside palm and the box. Your outside hand can go behind your back. You lengthen your arm out. Bend back in. Press. Bend. Forrest Gump's password is 1Forrest1. Two more, and then we get to add the little jump. Last one. Hips equally pressing back. As you press out, add a little tiny jump. Just four more. Two. Last one. Come all the way back in. Ooh, all right. Now, the ball can go off to the side. You're going to come standing up onto your platform extender. Let's just press our palms into the edge of the box. And you could just tuck your chin in towards your chest, sending your hips back. Just get a quick little stretch. And then come back up, extending, sending your belly button towards the floor. And one more. Tuck in and then extend back up. All right, we are going to do just a little plank and pike combo. So let's just go ahead and send your palms to the edge of the box and then press your palms out towards the risers. You're going to tuck your chin in towards your chest so you're in a pike. Inhale. On the exhale, you're going to just do little steps with your hands into a plank. So now you're in a plank. Send your fingers forward a couple inches. As you come back, you're going to tuck your tailbone up towards the ceiling and do little walks back into your pike. Toes are up, heels pointing up towards the ceiling now, hips back. On the exhale, just do those little tiny walks into a plank. You send your fingers forward. As you come back, tuck your tailbone in. As you press back, walking into your pike. Exhale, walking into a plank. Fingers go forward. As you come back, you press back into your pike. Now stay where you are, and you're just going to press down into a plank. Send your fingers forward. As you come back, tuck your tailbone, and you're going to walk forward into a plank. So opposite direction. Piking your hips up towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, little steps back into your plank. Send your fingers forward if you can without touching the risers. If you do, that's okay. Tuck your tailbone and walk into your pike. Just a couple more. Little steps into your plank. Fingers go forward. As you come back, tuck your tailbone up. Little walks into your pike. Last one down into a plank. Send your fingers forward and back for 4, 3, pulling your belly button up towards the ceiling. 2. Last one. Now as you come out, you're going to bend your elbows in, narrow just as far as you can, and then come back up. You bend, press back up for 4, 3, 2. Last one. Bend your knees. Send the carriage all the way back home. You're going to come down. You could just take the band off, take the box, and we can get rid of it. We're going to hang our loops back up. So loops up over your shoulder blocks. Make sure my mic's on. Yeah. Let's put on 2 red springs. Grab your ball. Turn to face the footbar. And we're just going to roll down. Take the ball, place it in between your ankles. Grab your loops. I like to pull mine at the same time. Give them a little tug, place them in between your feet. Palms pressing down into the carriage, shoulders are wide. Ankles in between the ball, feet externally rotated. Just lengthen your legs out long. Bend your knees back in. Your hips are equally pressing down, belly button pressing down. Your shoulders are wide. And you can just bend in, knees in line with your hips, and then lengthen back out. That'll keep it a little more muscular. As you lengthen out, add a squeeze to the ball. Bend back in. Press out, squeeze, bend. 4 more. On the next one, lengthen your legs out long and just squeeze the ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Really pulling your inner thighs in together like a magnet. 4, 3, 2, 1. Send your toes up towards the ceiling, getting a nice hamstring stretch, and then press back down. So you send your toes up just shy of the ceiling. You want to get a nice hamstring stretch, no lifting of the tailbone, and then you press through your hamstrings, making it a little more muscular on the way back down. No arching in your back though. So as soon as your back feels like it wants to arch, that's when you stop. Two more. Last one. You can catch the ball, place it off to the side, heels together, toes apart, press down, lengthen back up, separate your heels. Let's just draw circles. So your heels come together, zipping your inner thighs together, toes up towards the ceiling, separate your heels, circle around. Last one this way, heels come together, toes go up towards the ceiling, press down, and let's circle the other way. Last one. Feet together. Let's just bend your knees in. Grab your loops, elbows to your knees, pressing your elbows into your knees. Gently rock back and forth. You can send your heels down to the carriage. Belly button lifts up towards the ceiling. Palms just relax down by the carriage. Go ahead and hang your loops up. You can rock all the way back up. Let's just put the headrest or foot bar all the way up. Let's put on one red spring. So one heavy spring. Take all the other springs off. You're going to turn to face the foot bar. Place your inside foot up against the shoulder blocks. Your knees are on the carriage. And your knee is on the carriage. And then your outside foot is on the floor with your foot in line with your springs. Just bend down into a lunge, getting a nice stretch right there in your hip flexor on your carriage knee. Chest is wide, palms pressing into the foot bar. Inhale. On the exhale, you could send your foot bar leg straight out, stretching your hamstring, and then bend your knee back in. Keeping your hips equally pressing forward. One more. Bend back in. Send the carriage home. And then carefully, let's just go to the other side. So your outside foot, your floor leg, your feet are right in line with your springs. Inside heel is against your shoulder block with your knee touching the carriage. Chest is wide. Bend your floor knee down into a lunge. And you could just kind of rock back and forth, sending your knee straight, bending it back in, getting a deeper stretch right there in your hip flexor. And then you can straighten your floor leg to get a hamstring stretch on your floor leg. So you go in between your hamstring stretch, bend back in, pressing your hips forward, and then lengthen back out into your hamstring stretch. So you straighten the leg and then bend your knee. This is the last one. Send the carriage all the way home. And we are all done with today's workout. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day.